Alright guys, here I am back again, the Moet popping, ho hopping, Manny stealing, sex appeal and all that stuff, Big Papa Paul, here with another video. So what I thought I'd do today is, obviously Corrali were amazing enough to send me out the Jambo, and I've done quite a few videos driving, having a little run. So basically you've seen the air I've had in it. I've had some really big jumps, even in that building if you watch my old videos, which I'll put up in the, I'll try and tag it like in a card for you to see if you've not seen it. I've had about 25-30 feet in the air, landed at nose on concrete. It's took an absolute beating. So I want to go through you guys with what's broke on it and what's not broke, and generally my take on the car overall for running it for a few weeks. So what we'll do is we'll switch the camera over just now after my shameless beer plug again. So here we go. Today it's all about Coors. Gotta love a beer. Gotta love a beer, guys. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the car just now, have a look at it. I'll show you the bits that I've broke and the things that I've held up, and basically how I think this car is a gigantic improvement over the sort of V1, V2 models, because it's also got the upgrade package, which is pretty much, as far as I'm aware, going to be what the 2022 model is. So it's a 2021 Jambo, but the parts on it make it close enough to a 2022. So let's go through the damage just now and all these other things with the car that I've been discovering as I've been going along. Right, so here's my Jambo just now. I've got it stripped down as I'm doing a little bit of work on it. So firstly we'll go over the body, which really good quality Lexan, but I've had a few big concrete crashes and things, so I've got a little pinhole where it looks like one of the shock ends has popped through the body. A little bit gutted about that, but I'm going to buy a new body for this car and keep it minted and just keep this for bashing. And obviously if you're sliding along the concrete you can see it's a bit scuffed up. Other than that, we've got the body clips. Sorry, my hands are all paint here. I've always got minging hands, but I've just been painting my living room, so I decided to do this before I do my shower. I don't know why I always do my videos before I go for a shower, but anyway, here we go. So basically the body clips here, the little bits there I've pulled off, I think they got caught maybe when we slide along the road. So that's no big deal. The back two are fine. Inside the body, you can have a look, it's holding up really well. Obviously there's that little hole that I showed you at the front, but overall, considering the amount of crashes and a lot of the riding's, well, driving's been on concrete, the body's solid, so we've no complaints at all with the Jambo body. Just wear and tear, all bashers. If you're using them hard, they're going to get a bit scuffed up. But yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to show you guys. So now we'll move the camera and we'll get in a better position to show you inside the car and a couple of things that I've broke and all the other bits that I'm amazed I've held up, to be honest. So here we go with this. Right, so firstly what I want to show you guys, and this is bearing in mind all the extreme bashing I've been doing. So I had a break, I done my last video that you've seen, then I went out for another bash myself off camera, and it was a big jump. It seemed to land okay. I don't know if it's wear and tear on parts or what it was, but the little steering arm here, this is a new one I've got, it snapped at the end here, and again I apologise for the paint, but it is what it is. It snapped in the plastic here, so I went to take that out, but the only problem I had was a lot of Loctite, which is a good thing, but at the same time you see I'm starting to try and drill this out here. So the little screw I've got off at the bottom, but the top end screw here was kind of just rounded off, it wouldn't move, so I need to drill that out to replace that, and that'll be fixed. And the other thing, which I've actually had a problem on all my Corralis, it's very minor, but I think it maybe could do a little revision in the car, so it's not a huge criticism, but it's something I think it could be improved on, is if you have a look at these body posts, which are hopefully coming up okay, a few of the times off big landings there's two little screws at the front, and I've got one out just now because I was thinking about taking that brace off there. This is because I'm not sure if I'm going to change just that one part, or I've got a full system here, steering Ackerman etc. in this bag, so I'm not deciding on which way I'm going to do this yet. But basically when you get a big landing, sometimes these little 2.5mm screws or 2mm whatever they are, sometimes they take a hit and they strip out the plastic. So I think if these little front body posts, the back ones are fine. I think if these were like aluminium, or they had, I don't know, just like a different mounting system, would be a way to do it. But I think just making these sort of aluminium or some kind of metal would probably prevent them stripping out a bit. So easy fix, there's only like a £3 part, nothing big to do, 2 seconds to put on. So I've had them, and basically that's it. So considering all I've done, the only 2 breakages are that. So we've obviously got the steering arm at the front, and we've got the body posts. But overall, you can see underneath it, if I can get this here, I've really not been going easy on it, and also a bit wet for cleaning it there as I drop a screw. The body's completely level, no bends or kinks in it, which you'd expect of a short chassis. But this bracing kit that Corrali's got is absolutely amazing. So I think this has saved a lot of damage on the car. Is this sort of centre bracing kit they've got? Absolutely amazing. So there's no flex in the car whatsoever. Super solid. It's obviously got the plastic bottom mounts front and back. They're holding up fine. I might replace them for, I'm not sure if the Kronos XTR ones will fit there. I think they will. I might replace them anyway for extra rigidity. But really, nothing's went wrong. The little plastic arms that, if you remember in the Radix 6 in the early days, these little bars here, one of them snapped on my first run in the cold. But I think the plastics, they feel sorted now. There's no issue to change them at all. Everything seems good. The little sway bars haven't popped off. All the drive shafts, look at that, straight as anything, nice and smooth. Their ESC, their motor, I mean, the Curon motor and their sort of revised Hobbywing Max 8 system, the Torex 185, their own version, are absolutely tremendous on power. I mean, this car is absolutely crazy fast. Most of the time I've been running it on 4S. I've done 6 a few times, but 4S is really just absolutely spot on for me with a sort of short chassis. And if you've seen it on the pump track where I was driving it, I mean, the way it turns is incredible. It's really surprising. As much as it looks like a wheelie and out of control monster, really, if you're not too hard on the throttle, you can really drive it almost like a track car. Obviously it wouldn't be as fast as like a Radix 4 or a Radix 6 round a track, but you get what I mean. It turns, it grips, you can really slide it quite well, everything's all good. So yeah, that's the only things that I've went wrong with it. I just wanted to show you that I've not been replying to my comments just because I've been busy, but I did see there was a comment asking on if anything had broke, and you know me guys, anything free or not, I'll give you an honest opinion on it. But yeah, nothing else has broke at all. Really impressed, considering I mean the weight of it, and it nose landing with the 7,600 batteries I've got, give it even more weight, and nothing's went wrong with it. I'm super impressed. Shock wise too, the shocks are absolutely beautiful. They've still got that beautiful first run feel. I don't know if you've ever seen it yourself with other cars where you get a car, you sit in the house before you run it, these shocks feel beautiful. 2 or 3 runs later, they're all squeaking and they just don't feel right. But Corrali's really got high quality shocks and springs on this. It's tremendous. Another thing as well, which I don't know if I mentioned it in the unboxing video, but it's such a simple little thing, but I just like the fact that they've made a little bracket specifically for the button up here. Keeps it out of the road, no dirt can get on it, stones, it doesn't bounce about, break cables or anything. It's just really well put together. And the other thing that I was a little bit concerned on when I first seen it was the wheelie bar at the back. So my Kronos XTR doesn't have a wheelie bar. Obviously this does, it's got bearings inside it, runs nice and clean. But this whole mount here, which did look tough, but sometimes when things look tough, makes them extra brittle, has been taking a beating, absolutely solid, nothing's broke, back end's fine. Spoiler's been really protected as well with having that wheelie bar. So I think when I rebuild my Kronos XTR, which I've been kind of in the middle of, I'm just not too sure if I want to make it into a road setup or make it back into a basher just now. I'm kind of in between what I want to do with it. But I'm going to stick a wheelie bar on too, because these wheelie bars really protect the spoiler. because again with the Radix 4, the sort of version 2, sorry Radix 6 even, version 2 that I had, and the Kronos XTR, a couple of times I had bad landings on the back spoiler. A couple of these screws hadn't really stripped, but they popped out. But I mean, I would quite comfortably say I've landed this car harder and jumped it faster and just crashed it bigger all round than my other cars, and it's holding up tremendous. Really can't fault the Jambo. It's incredible. I just love everything about it. Even Corrali's own servo here, I'm sure it's 25 kilogram, this one here. I always forget the number yet. What is it? 7225, very prop one. It's amazing. It's really responsive, even for all the big impacts on the wheels. Nothing stripped. This metal servo horn, even the servo savers that they've got. If I can get in camera, my zoom's getting a bit crazy here. There we go. There's the servo saver there. I mean, all this stuff really protects it really well, and yeah, overall I just really find the car incredible. I mean, there's no play in anything. Bearings are all fine. Granted, I've not had it in water, but overall I'm trying to stop doing that with all my cars, because I usually like making videos where I'm going through water and it looks good, but long term, even with having the rubber sealed bearings, you're just giving yourself a lot more work, a lot more rusty screws, etc. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say, cutting a long story short, Corrali Jambo is absolutely superb. Super happy with it. Obviously, like I say, I got it sent out to me by Corrali, but I've bought a few Corrali cars in the past, and if I'd spent more money on this car, I really couldn't complain. I mean, we've got two little breakages here, the body posts and the steering arm, but bashers break. It doesn't matter what you've got, what brand they are, they do break. It's the big issues. Small things like body posts and little steering arms, yeah, you're going to get that. But it's more things like drivetrain, like dog bones popping out, etc. like that, just for brand new, that really annoy me. But anything with this I could pretty much put down to my own fault on driving. The drivetrain, speaking of drivetrains, is amazing in the Corralis. It's butter smooth, really good, and the battery life too. I think because the car's so light, the batteries don't really go under a lot of stress. I mean, the last video I done, I don't know how long I took filming that. There was a bit of stop starting, so I would say I was probably out with my 7600 battery for probably about 40-45 minutes. I came home and checked it and I still had over 50% left, so it doesn't take crazy power. You get a lot of run time with it, and yeah, it's just fantastic. So basically what I'm trying to say, long story short, is if you're considering a Jambo or a Basher in the same class as the Jambo, I would go for this, because at the price point, awesome. There's nothing really close. The only car I would say it possibly could be close is the new MT8 by Team Associated, but I've not personally had a shot of that to tell if it's good or bad. For what I've seen, it does look good, but I think, me personally, I think the Corrali is just absolute value for money. So we're going to cut this video short just now. We'll try and get more stuff up again soon. I've got different gearing coming for my HPI Maverick Quantum. I've got a 46 spur coming. It runs with a 49 stock plastic one, but I've went for a metal one, and I'm going to show you why in my next video, because I've had a little bit of issue with that car. Not due to the HPI's fault, again down to my fault, but I'm going to go through that in the next video I do. I'm going to maybe try and get some more bench videos up for a while. As much as I enjoy making movie style films, I think it is good to come back and show you the good and the bad sides of cars, because everybody can make a car look amazing, but showing what you're living with, what you're dealing with, what problems you've got, I think that's a big part of the hobby too. It's not all roses and fun and driving fast. There's a lot of maintenance side does go into it too. So like I say, next time you see this, I'll have this little arm part back on, or either the full steering assembly in. We'll see that. Either way, it's not really a big deal, and we'll get out doing something else. I might try and do a more of a 6S run next time too, do some standing back flips it does, which are absolutely insane. I mean, it flips before you even realise it's moved. It's crazy the power it has got. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, just a quick update on the Jambo, and I'll be back soon guys with something else, so hope you're having fun with your own RC cars, etc, and stay safe. See you in the next one. I'm away to get myself another beer. Take care, bye.